Hello and welcome to part 3, which is all about positioning. Together with your observation, positioning is the thing which will keep you safe. And you'll notice when you watch my videos that I move my bike around in the lane quite a bit. It's never anywhere by accident, and hopefully today I'll try and explain to you why and how I make the decision to put it where it is. As I pull away, the road's empty, so I take up a position straight away on the crown of the road to present the vehicle, make it very obvious and visible. Also, you can see I'm away from any junctions on the near side. I'm going to give up position for safety now in case anyone opens the door on that parked car, forcing the oncoming one towards me, and then hold position for the white vehicle in the junction. Then I can move back to the crown. I'm coming down now to a giveaway junction where I want to turn left, so from way back I've rolled off the power and I'm gently coming down through the gears so that by the time I arrive at the junction mouth I'm at the right place on the road, which will be to the near side, at the right speed, with the right gear engaged for the bike to be responsive. I've given myself that all important thing, which is time to react. I can see that the road's clear, I can come straight out in a nice gentle smooth arc with the bike fairly upright, which no great shakes today, but in the wet would make a difference with all that paint and possibly gravel on the road there. I take up a position on the crown of the road away from that white van and all lined up nicely for the next left-hand bend. On the way down to this giveaway junction, I want to turn to the right, but I can see it's busy and the view's limited, so I'm expecting to stop and I want to arrive slowly and in first gear when I hit the junction mouth. By giving myself that time to react, I can position away from my friend who cuts the junction slightly, and also by arriving slowly it gives me lots of time to see that it's only a momentary stop. I can land on my right leg, leave the bike in first gear ready to go, and then pull straight out onto the main road, and as I accelerate away, go straight into position on the crown of the road, already lined up for the next left-hand bend. Well, this looks okay, but that large vehicle coming towards us could be a problem if I get my position wrong. If I'm too close to the crown of the road, I could be hiding myself from the line of cars that are behind it that could be looking to overtake. If I move too much in towards the near side, it's a big wide road, I might encourage people to try the overtake anyway and end up 3 vehicles abreast. I've put the bike in the middle of the lane in a nice safety position that extends my view down that queue of traffic, and if anyone does move out, I can see them and they can see me. There are some other things to consider as well. Big vehicles like the lorry very often might have loose ropes or tarpaulins that are flapping, and also you're going to get a good blast of air off that as you go by. So if you're riding a smaller bike, that could be a problem. Here's a right-hand bend at speed, and initially I'm tucked into the near side, away from the oncoming traffic and to extend my view. There's a junction on the near side and I spot this car coming down to join the main road ahead of me. I want to move away, but we have got oncoming vehicles, so I do the best possible and position the bike mid-lane between the two to equalise the danger. Not much going on here either. But actually, again, there is. This is a vital part of positioning safety. It's called a following position, and once you're outside the 30 limit, it should be about a metre for every mile an hour that you're travelling. So 60 miles an hour, 60 metres gives you a good safety margin to cater for anything that that vehicle ahead might do, and gives you that vital time to react. Here's a cyclist on the left. Select the car in front, allow him about a metre and blast by at 60. Oh, no, sorry, I meant slow down, move out, and allow him enough room that even if he fell off the bike, you'd still pass him safely. I keep getting those two mixed up. This busy junction with potential danger on both sides needs a mid-lane position to equalise the danger and a smooth and upright ride to cater for the rough and loose road surface. Once we're in town, we still position, but our following distance now changes from a metre for every mile an hour to about a foot for every mile an hour that we're travelling. So 30 miles an hour, 30 feet gives you a good safety margin and a good view either side of the vehicle that you're following. A good following position will keep your riding safer, more relaxed, comfortable and enjoyable. You're giving yourself time to react, and you can see that as I come up behind this car that's delayed turning right, it gives me time just to make a slight adjustment to the throttle, drop back slightly and allow that situation to clear up before I carry on. The traffic ahead of me is stopping, so I want to think how and where I want to stop to keep myself safest. I've chosen a mid-lane position. I don't want to block the pedestrian crossing or the entrance on the left that leads to the pub car park, so I've gradually reduced my speed to control the vehicles behind and brought the bike down to a smooth and controlled stop at this point. As I pull away again, I'm extending the following distance to let that van clear the railway crossing before I commit myself to going over it. I want to make sure I can clear it without being forced to stop in the middle of the tracks. This junction has a deceleration lane which I get straight into. It allows me to reduce my speed safely off of the main carriageway. And as I turn the corner at the end, you'll see the cattle grid ahead of me, and I immediately put the bike upright, get it travelling in a straight line and just under drive. Once I've cleared it, I maintain a position out towards the crown of the road away from the parked car, and I can accelerate away. I've positioned for safety here, looking for large vehicles and animals, and also to line up for the left-hand bend. And as I clear the bridge, I get this view of the oncoming vehicles, so I give up position for safety. But looking across the bend, I can see some horses on my side of the road on the grass verge. Once this bike's cleared, I'll just bring a smooth course across to the offside lane, clear the horses, and then return safely to my own side of the road. In hot weather, these large bridges are sometimes used by animals looking for shade. I've got oncoming traffic, so the best I can do is reduce my speed and pick a safety position mid-lane. Here's a good example of positioning to extend your view and then using that information to equalise between two sources of potential danger. In case some of you are thinking that this positioning lark's a load of old toddle because nothing ever happens, then here it is. The next right hand bend, the bike's in the right place, the right speed, the right gear, it's under drive. Just imagine what could have happened if it wasn't. There's a couple of people by the cattle grid that are no problem, but further down on the left I've got this cyclist who's directly opposite one of the forest cycle trails. He's not giving me any clue as to what he's doing, so I've made the decision to slow right down, move well away from him, and I'm covering the horn and ready on the brakes in case I need to stop. I've got these works trucks now, and also the driver of the silver car ahead of me originally wanted to turn left into the hotel, but they've shut the road. He's confused now and he's stopped. I've taken all my speed off until I'm absolutely sure it's safe for me to pass him. and I've got some other works trucks, and wherever you find these things, there's going to be work on them. So get your speed right off. You don't want anyone walking out in front of us from around the edge of the vehicle, so speed right down until you're clear, and then you can accelerate away safely. The driver of this car is getting slower and slower. I haven't got a safe view to overtake yet, but as soon as I do, I can consider a headlight flash and then move out and overtake him. There's a cattle grid right before the main road, so I do all my braking and changing down beforehand, and then I can come off the brakes, just trickle over the grid, and then gently reapply the brakes as I reach the give way. Because of that planning, I was able to have a good look, see that the road was clear, and leave straight away without having to stop. Okay, let's talk about the position for overtakes then. We've already discussed the following position, but from there we need to move up to, yep, you've guessed it, the overtaking position. The overtaking position is one where if the overtake's on, all we need to do is apply acceleration and move out. If it's not on, we should be able to decelerate and without braking, just drop back to a following position. You'll see in the next couple of overtakes that I apply the acceleration, move to the offside lane. When I get alongside the cars, I'm just starting to take the power off, and the momentum of the acceleration carries me through, and I can return to my own lane without having to brake, in perfect safety, and matching the speed of the vehicles ahead of me. Remember that your safety always comes first. Take your time with this and keep everything smooth and flowing. That's all for today. I hope you've enjoyed it and that you found it useful. Hopefully I'll see you again.